Chris Eubank Jr. was supposed to be the mandatory for Danny Jacobs, but yet he's chosen to fight Nick Blackwell for the British Championship at 160 pounds. Now, for American fans, a lot of people don't know, or a lot of American fans don't know, that the British Championship is a very prestigious championship, and I can understand why he's trying to get that belt under his wing and get it out of the way before he goes to World Championship status. But fighting Nick Blackwell, Nick Blackwell, for one, is Billy Joe Saunders' leftovers. And as you know, Billy Joe Saunders beat Chris Eubank Jr. and beat Nick Blackwell. Nick Blackwell also lost to Martin Murray. Nick Blackwell also lost to Matt Barsack, who lost to Martin Murray. I covered that fight. And this is just a fight, to me, where he's going to likely get stopped. Has he been stopped before? Yeah, he's been stopped before. Where he's likely going to get stopped by Chris Eubank Jr. unless he stays away. One thing I do know is Nick Blackwell is a C-level fighter, but he's not the type of fighter where Chris Eubank Jr. is going to go out there and toy with him like he was toying with Tony Jeter. Chris Eubank Jr. did what he was supposed to do in 2015 after losing to Billy Joe Saunders in November of 2014. He bounced back in 2015, being active with 3 fights that year. Also, racking up 3 wins with Dmitry Chutinov, what was a tough fight where he won that WBA interim title. Tony Jeter, which was a fight where he was totally mismatched, and Gary Spike O'Sullivan, which had a nice solid build up to it. So where does he go now? It's going to be interesting to see, because now we don't know what the WBA is going to do with their championship situation, because the WBA, where Chris Eubank Jr. is the WBA interim champion, is supposed to be getting rid of the belt that Chris Eubank Jr. is the WBA interim champion for. Now, the WBA is supposed to have one champion going into 2017, the WBA world champion or super world champion, and the WBA interim champion, and the WBA interim champion being the mandatory. So it's going to be interesting to see after Nick Blackwell, because as I already said, I got him beating Nick Blackwell. Where does he go from here? See, I like Chris Eubank Jr., but see, he's not a A-level fighter. He's a B-level fighter, but he's an exciting B-level fighter. Can he beat a Golovkin? No. Can he beat a Canelo? No. Him and Canelo will be an excellent fight, by the way, because of the styles. What about his chin? His chin is not really too suspect. We've seen him take some tough shots, even the little bit of shots that O'Sullivan was able to get in. But right now, Chris Eubank Jr. is still a work in progress. And what I noticed is, when it comes to playing around, when it comes to him doing all that shit and he knows who to do that with. And what I noticed with the Billy Joe Saunders fight, he started the fight with desperation as the fight went on, because before that, we saw him just toy around with his opponents. We didn't really know who he was when he went in to fight when he went in to fight Billy Joe Saunders, and he got pretty much outworked and outboxed. So what I'm hearing is Billy Joe Saunders wants Chris Eubank Jr. rematch. He's not directly saying he wants it, but he keeps talking it up as if it would be a big money rematch. Billy Joe Saunders is the WBO champion of the world. Chris Eubank Jr., if I'm correct, is not even ranked by the WBO. And then it's going to be the promotional issues, because we don't know if after this fight, Chris Eubank is going to be going back to Matchroom Promotions, who lost the promotional rights for this fight because of the purse bid situation. So, we don't know. T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Oh, I didn't even give you the date. March 26, 2016. It's going to be the same day as Ward versus Barrera. I'm T Street Controversy. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.